Just as a recap, this was our hunter from the Starforge Mak'Gora tournament. This is the spec we played on the last day. We changed it from the first one to the second. 24 points in marksmanship and concussion. Lethal shots into mortal shots for the big crit damage. Hawkeye you need for PvP. Aim shot you kind of need for big damage. Efficiency, you have spend 1 extra point because there's only 4 on this tree. So we put it into the reduced mana. Big multi-shot and then scatter shot. And then the rest in survival. We went entrapment. We could have definitely used this way better. Entrapment was broken. This is godlike. This is good if you're weaving your weapons well. Like, this is big value with Arcanite Reaper. But I was using a lot of one-hander and I didn't trust myself to swap back and forth, so I didn't want to put points in it. This is kind of, you're just like praying, which is not a playstyle that I like to count on. Entrapment, huge value, and you could cheese it really hard. Clever Traps is sick. The duration is nice. I don't think the duration shows on... When you trap somebody, it doesn't show the extended duration. I noticed that way too late. But your timer would hit 0 on like big debuffs or whatever, and it keeps going. Big stamina, surviving was everything. Deterrence was pretty good. We deterrenced the warriors' recklessness, which helped a lot. Sure-footed is crazy. Having a talent that gives you hit and it giving anything else on top of that is nuts to me. So that's a wild one. And then this we took too because everyone has like a passive 60 resist for frost in the tournament. Normally I think you only take 1 point of that. And then Killer Instinct for 3 crit, which is insane. And counterattack is really good. I fuck with these talents. The armor that we ended up using was kind of scuffed. Kind of not hard to call it optimal. But most of those we would go in with Goblin Rocket Helm. Because there's like 20 minutes between duels. Made by Zico, damn. And then we'd use Beastmaster's Cap. We had the fucking neck from Argent Dawn Rep, which is in the super ultra bis. And then we just use this to make Lily Roots as much as we could because it's a better consume than the other stuff. Beastmaster's Shoulders with the Shadow Resistant chant. And the thing here, I tried to do a lot of passive Shadow Resist because I don't know if this ended up being true or not. On Wowhead, it says Magic Dust is a shadow spell. So your resist chance for that is based on your Shadow Resist. So you'll see that come up a lot. This is biggest stamina shoulders you can kind of get. And it's still really good. We used Blood Moon Cloak with 5 all resist. Just big stamina here. We had other cloaks in our mailbox, in our bank. We could probably show some of the bank stuff. Oh, it doesn't show when we're not at the bank. But we had like a Frost Resist head. We had a Nature Resist head. We had a Shadow Fire Resist head. For shoulders, we had Frost Shadow Resist shoulders. We had how much weird stuff. Beastmaster's Wrist we didn't use. We were thinking about building an MP5 Spirit set that we ended up not having bag space for. These are good hit wrists, but we ended up not using them. This is Spirit set. HP 5 Stam Int set, Spirit set. Tank Legs, we thought we might make a dodge set for like Rogues and Warriors. This is a Spirit set. Beastmaster's Legs, we ended up not using these even though they're pretty good. Boon's Vice Grip's insane, but we ended up not using those because we have so much hit from that talent. Bloodmail Boots, also really good, but not enough stam. The hit is insane, blah, blah, blah. But we ended up just stacking stam. Beastmaster's Gloves, really good stat spread and a little bonus damage on set bonus, but we ended up not using that. Same for the boots. Low stam, so we didn't love it. Frost Resist Gear, True Strike Shoulders, that's like a PvE thing. Cadaverous is pretty good. Big stam, big attack power. We ended up not using that though. Nature Resist Shoulders, Deep Dive Helms, not for that. This is Spirit set, Spirit set, Spirit set, Spirit and Stam set, Spirit set, Parachute Cloak, a bunch of random trinkets in here. These were our neck options before we got the Argent Dawn one. These are like the 2 best. Ogre War Beads give you hit, which is nice. This gives you a crit, which is nice, and some stam. This was going to be our stam ring before we got this one, which is just a shitload of stam with some defense, but this is pretty fucking good. I think this is what Zeroji used. Pain Weaver Band is huge damage. Blackstone Ring, huge damage. This we had. I don't know why we saved it. This is not that good. We had the Bone Slicing Hatchets, but it ended up being that X or Renji kind of better just because it's more flat stam. Scrolls, we had saved scrolls. We were planning on buffing up our pets. Like, you can set a macro that's like, use every single Juju, use every single scroll on your target, And then you could just like summon a Mithril Dragonling and Giga buff it immediately with no GCD. We still had our Sticky Loot. We should have brought this. This would have made the Warrior matchup free. Yeah. We had this item. I don't know what it's really for, but we have it. We had full rune staging. I saw Zico was talking about his Shadow Resist set. We did the same thing. We had a full Shadow Resist set as well. And we had Pale Moon Cloak, which is just max Shadow Resist. We had this too. I was thinking about busting this out for Mage matchup. Arcane Fire and Frost Resist, but I don't think it would have made enough impact because of the set. We didn't have enough, and you kind of need to hit a certain cutoff for it to be valuable. But yeah. Oh wait, we should. Where's our other cloak, I wonder? Did I delete it? No, here. Yeah, this was the other cloak option we were thinking about going with. Huge agility, but not enough stam. So we ended up just using a silly stam one. Because it's like none of the duels really came down to us not doing enough damage. The things that we lost, every duel we lost was because we played it incorrectly. It didn't have anything to do with our damage for the most part. It was like we made the wrong choices, so we got fucking farmed. But that's why big stam for sure was the move. There's a crazy cloak from BRG though that would have been better than this. It's like 16 stam and like 8 agility or something. That'd be a better trade, but is what it is. We use this chest all the way. Just insane, crazy value. Gives you a crit, has a ton of stam on it. Really good, gives you set bonuses. And then we would open with this against any caster. The resists on it are insane. Fire, Frost, and Shadow. That means you use it versus Mage, Insta, use it versus Shadow Priest, use it versus Warlock. And its active is just 600 magical damage absorbed. We even use this versus this is Horde only? Oh no, the tournament was Horde only. We use this versus Ellie Shaman. Everything is just like, imagine this said plus 70 stamina. But you can only use it for 1 fight an hour. That's how you should look at this. Insane. We use these Shadow Resist wrists just because high stam, high Shadow Resist has the hit. That's all we're looking for. If this stupid resist set that we used blocked like 2 magic dust, we're fucking so happy. We use these Shadow Resist gloves over the Beaststalker Epic just because pretty much similar stam, similar agility, big Shadow Resist. We love that. We use Spider Belt. We would always open with the Harm Prevention Belt because it's just like 50 stam buff and you could test it before the tournament so it won't backfire. You can equip it, pop it. If it backfires, whatever, you swap it out. We use Spider Belt to get rid of Immobilize. Really fucking good. And then our backup would be, if we went through those two, we would put on Beastmasters, high stam, really good stats. We use these legs. They're just better stats than the tier 0.5 legs. 28 agi, 14 stam, no crit. This has a crit, 20 agi, and 16 stam. Insane value. We use these Shadow Resist boots just because high stam, high Shadow Resist. We just want to not get fucking rocked by magic dust. We want to survive things. Damn ring, but we'd swap this with Mark of the Dragonlord whenever it was up. Just a fucking 500 absorb shield is insane. On top of like having some MP5 value. Crazy. And we use Myrmidon Signet. The most stam you can have on a ring. Pretty much. That still has good stats on it. And we used a ton of trinkets. Our main trinkets title AGM and PvP trinket. Weapon, we use the Carapace crossbow. 3.3 speed means it lines up with aim shot. It does insane damage on multi-shots. Lets us kite longer between autos. We use Doom Shot for our bullets. This is Biz Bullet, this bow. We use Arcanite Reaper as our two-hander. And we would open duels with Axaringi main hands. And then Medicine Pouch or Skull of Impending Doom offhand. And then once we use both of those in a duel, we'd put on Bone Slicing Hatchet for... gives you more stats than having a two-hander. We would just kind of use this to joust, is Arcanite Reaper. But yeah, that's kind of the kit, man. We had a bunch of shit. We still had all our moist towels. We fucking choked so many things. We still had grenades. We still had all our magic dust. We didn't go in with fast. We made a lot of mistakes, but it was fun. We learned a lot. Full moist towels. All these protection pots and crazy consumes, man. We should have used our... I had been getting a bunch of different comms about what to do versus Warrior. But I think the play is just to send everything. Go Mechanical Yeti on him. Compact Harvest Golem. Bust out the dog whistle somewhere in here. I think that is this shit. Make the whole fucking pack and just throw them at him. But didn't work out that way. But there's our hunter. There's our gear. Hope you guys learned something from that. Might throw that on the YouTube. But yeah, it was an awesome tournament.